Guys, it's Sarah here today with another segment of Grassroots Evolution, but this is a weekly message for water signs for January 28th through to February 3rd. We are crossing vibrational timelines is what I'm hearing, but just because we're coming from, January to February, 1 to 2, okay? Take what resonates, guys, so leave the bits out if they don't feel like they're for your soul. Disregard them and go about your day. But know that no matter what we get with the cards, it's still up to you and your active choices and how you express your free will. What are the changes you want to see? What are the steps you're going to take to kind of implement that at this point, okay? So if you are a Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, or you've just got water somewhere in your chart, this may resonate. But if you were drawn to the message as well, it may be for you. We all have, the ability to work with all of the elements, okay? Just what I'm saying, okay? So water is a lot of times our emotional body, and it's really the lifeblood. We're 70% water, or I might be wrong, more. My science isn't the greatest, but, we all have that ability to harness it. So it could be for anyone, just saying. I'm going to take this moment to ask Archangel Michael to guard and bless and protect this reading, as well as any of you who would ask for it. And as well, I'm going to ask my team of light to join me at this time. I'm going to ask to be used as the clearest channel for anyone watching and for the most far-reaching of message possible at this point. And I am also going to say, guys, if you want your guides or your angels in your life, all you have to do is ask. They're here for us. If at the end of this you are new to my channel and you like what you've seen, please feel free to subscribe. It would be wonderful to have you along the journey with me. And for all of you who've been watching for a while, thank you so much for your continued support. It means a lot. Okay, so let's get going. First, I'm going to bring in two messages from with oracles. So we're going to bring in the Doreen Virtue Past Life Oracle first to see what kind of energy we may be encountering. If you're on a healing journey at all, is there obstacles to your warrior path? What needs to come into conscious awareness? So, water signs, please. Cancer, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, January 28th through to February 3rd. Thank you. And we get phobias. And with the warrior self, when I was guided to say that, the time of Aquarius, how I felt, was really time to transcend fear. Work past things that we're afraid of. And this is really good in terms, if we can look at things in terms of rational and irrational fears. Sometimes snakes and things like that, those kinds of phobias, we may have a predisposition to hate snakes because our parents hated them, and it's a fear that we've learned or been instilled. We could have had past experiences in our own life where, made us irrationally fearful of something because we put a negative attachment to an experience and scapegoated. Okay, just take what resonates. Not necessarily in a bad way, it's just we placed our fear to that thing rather than acknowledging where it came from within ourselves. Or this could be past life stuff that in a past life, okay, for snakes, maybe you were strangled by some giant big python thing. That would definitely give you a fear of snakes. So working through whatever phobias it is, if there's a fear that has come up for you when I talk about snakes, you will know that I feel on a soul level. But I'm hearing Batman. What did Batman do? Didn't like bats. He became one. He transcended fear and removed the fear as a phobia to being debilitating. Let's get the bottom of the deck, and we have here baby as well. Water signs. Some of you may be having babies children coming into your life. Could be as well as birthing new hearing events and timelines, but really bringing in something that's important to you in giving it life. And it may be that whatever you're giving life to has terrified you to the bone, but ain't nothing phobic about babies, right? They are, I am hearing for some of you, just if you have a little fear about having a baby or getting pregnant, take precautions, okay? That's one thing. But at the bottom, we also have forgiveness. So if there's situations that, you're just afraid to deal with right now, come first, and I'm feeling this could be one thing, forgiveness, okay, births new life. when we can forgive our past experiences, forgive our attachments to the hurts and things that, you know, we placed the blame on. And the two doves, right? Bring peace to the situation, bring peace to your worlds, and birthing new life. Let's see what else we can get here, Spirit. And I'm going to use the Healing with the Angels cards here to get a little bit more clarification before we go into the tarot here. Let's look at babies, because there's a lot to a baby, right? Obviously, the first is there's a baby, but there's more to it. The situation you're inquiring about involves an infant on some level. Your unconscious mind will reveal the way in which a baby plays a role in your current life. You may have already received the answer in the form of a thought or a feeling. Trust this information, as your unconscious mind will slowly and gently help you remember and release painful memories. At first you may think you're imagining this information, but as you put together more pieces of the puzzles through signs and additional recollections, you'll feel confident in claiming your past lifetime. This card can speak to you about you as a baby, or in this or a previous lifetime. There may have been a trauma that you suffered as a baby, or that involved a baby of yours in that lifetime. It also may describe parenthood in this or previous lives. Your feelings and thoughts will guide you so that you can discern the specific meaning, right? So like I thought, you will know that on your own soul level what that is to you. But this could also be stuff right down through infancy, and I have really been hearing a lot more of rebirth lately. Dropping these phobias, dropping anything that holds you out of your power and that holds attachment to hurts and fears and things that stops you from trusting in yourself. Forgive yourself for if there was anything done in, you know, the infancy of your life or each new cycle that you're still afraid to move through. Find the places that you need to forgive yourself so that you can move forward. And if this is as a parent and questioning our ability to parent, questioning our ability, to even care for our babies and things like that, give yourself a little bit of leeway. Feel at the places, right, where if this is a phobia of yours attached to baby, feel out the places where you're getting resistance for yourself and figure out what that specific thing is to you, because you may be working through some past life stuff. And I was very guided, water signs, to bring that oracle in, and that is by Doreen Virtue. So this is also by Doreen Virtue, and it's a healing with the angels. So Spirit, thank you. Oh, not yet. What do you have for water signs? Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, to further go through the past life, to add on. Thank you. So we got two that popped out, and this is divine guidance and spiritual growth. This could be really, really a time for you guys to honor the connection you have, first off, to spirit, to your guides, and trust in the information you receive from the divine. Prayer, active prayer, may be something as well. Open up the lines of communication with your guides to move further. If this is a phobia, you can always ask Spirit, ask God, ask your angels, what do I do? Help me, right? Like, I'm going to get personal with you guys a little bit, but there's been a few times in my life, and I'm just being guided to show you the heart star, and this angel in the cloud reaching out for it, where I was just so frustrated with the universe for things manifesting slow or not coming in how I thought they would. And I remembered, kind of yelling at the universe, like, why, man? Why? And it's like, when you get on that connective level with the universe and you put your prayers out and you put what you want to come forward into your world, the universe will deliver something. It will deliver an experience, will deliver a choice. You listen to it. Okay. I'm getting the bottom of the deck here is balance. And funny enough, under it was harmony and power. So the more you get into balance and harmony with yourself, your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own understanding of whether or not if you're having anxiety attacks, if you're having, you know, just irrational fear, give it over to God, okay? Put that over there. Try and maintain some sense of balance in your world. Bring yourself back to a place of peace within your own world. You know, ground yourself. And remember to always stay in your power. Focus on the things that you can work through and you can control, not so much the world around you. But whatever's happening right now, maybe you're just in your infancy of rebirth. So let's get a little bit of tarot wisdom for anybody out there. And I am going to ask just one more time, Archangel Michael, jump in, please, and give us a little bit of extra guidance. I know he's with me through the whole thing, but get a little bit more. So I am going to use the Wildwood Tarot today, and this is by Mark Ryan and John Matthews. So if you're interested, it's an absolutely beautiful, I'm going to say, collection of art. Spirit, what do you have for Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, water signs for this? January 28th to February 3rd, please. Tell me about the phobia. Could even be forgiveness is the phobia. Right? How do you come to the world, and are you sure that you're going to get forgiveness? If you're seeking it, are you able to give it? Come to everything with the innocence of a child is what I'm hearing with this baby card here as well. We have one card that's fallen out, so I will look at it. And this is the ancestor. This is a choice. This is guarding the here and now. And all it takes to walk into the future is one footstep. Are you going to move through her? And this is the divine feminine. And she moves with the heartbeat and the rhythms of the universe and the world. And she's connected to her physical world. I believe she stands at Imbolc, but I'm just going to check here. Number 5 in the Ancestor. And this is from the Wildwood Tarot booklet. She is placed at the nexus point between winter and the coming spring. The ancestor stands at Imbolc, which falls on February 1st, so this is time that we're coming through. This could be a timing thing for some of you as well. And she is associated with the new moon here and air. And I'm not exactly sure when the new moon comes in, but it's definitely a time for new beginning. On her drum, she has spirals here. There are spirals of time and spirals of different lifetimes, parallel universes, okay? And I'm being guided just to bring in an exercise I suggested in the Aquarius reading, the monthly for that, but it's like, if there's a time where you're not able to really find balance and you're having trouble even moving between this physical world and the spiritual world, and if you're having trouble connecting on that level, even just connect with your breath space. And, you know, if you need to imagine time where it needs forgiveness, imagine a time where you let your phobias and your worries get in the way. If there's a time in your infancy or anything that comes down to your basic needs of love, here is what I'm hearing, because babies, they're brand new to the world. You know, they got so much to learn, and what do they need the most? Love. To be in a peaceful situation, and they're really affected by our vibrational frequencies as well. They're so small, these tiny little beings. And remember, this is a soul. Things that happen to us on a soul level from the time, you know, we pop out into this world, they shape who we are. And sometimes maybe it is that as we forgive more and more layers within our life, and we remove more and more of the phobias, and this can also be with the phobias, our self-fulfilling prophecies, the things that we're afraid of, the places where we got in our way, right? That happens from phobias and irrational fears. And it may be time to really go back to that spot, imagine in your mind, to again stop the time, go back in and say, you know what, self, I forgive you for this situation. I forgive you for allowing it to continue if it was something a nature that has bothered you. I forgive and allow myself to really experience the world anew. Go with your guidance and find the balance within yourself first to do that, because as we can heal these situations, that as we heal these situations, we're going to come a lot more into our own power, because it's direct experience. It's what am I seeing of myself and of my own worth? How am I seeing the actions I've put forward? How am I seeing how they've connected to maybe cycles and lifetimes of cycles of just being too afraid to go after what I want, or too afraid to listen to the guidance that's coming in, too afraid of taking the steps maybe to even own your own personal balance and harmony. But it is really a time to stay in harmony, stay in high vibration. Anything that at this point doesn't bring your soul harmony and doesn't bring peace to your soul, let it go with love. Ask to release it. A release ceremony, right, where you even write down the things that you feel you need to be forgiven, or you want to forgive others for, and release the pain and the attachment to that. Write it down and burn it in a safe burning receptacle, or ask Spirit to kind of cleanse it from you as you have your baths, as you whatever it is, your spiritual practices that you do. But give yourself and others the forgiveness and release the emotional attachment. So maybe you feel some stuff this week, guys. But the ancestor, February 1st, Groundhog Day, and that really is, the sun's getting out longer now. It's new seasons, unofficially, big time changes, and are you going to be willing to walk through? And with this being the ancestor, what I'm hearing is walk through ancestral lines of social and cultural conditioning that would even have brought these phobias about in the first place. That brings a lot of healing when we can step through those doors. Tell me about the ancestor, please, Spirit. And it's a number 5, so it's about change, because once you go through that kind of little vortex, and once you decide to start manifesting to how you want, because I'm twofold here, we have a choice with the 2 trees. There's the moon in its new form here, and she has a wand in this hand, or the drum beat, right? Setting the drum beat, setting your intentions, and choosing to work with the magic that's available to you. And walk your warrior path, and that power and the divine guidance, guys. You got this, okay? Spirit has your back more than you know is what I'm hearing. Tell me about the ancestor, please. Anything else? Being asked to read out of the book a little bit more, so let's do that. Okay, so I'll just read you the reading points on this. You may have made the leap and started a new cycle. Your instinctive spirit has felt it necessary to lead you to the gateway in a new path. You may have been reluctant or concerned at first, but whether you realize it or not, a shift has occurred. You may feel wary of the unknown denizens that await you in the forest, but the ancient ancestor will guide you and reassure you as you relearn and greet new experiences on the path. Trust your inner voice. Listen to your own instinctive and inquisitive nature. Own your inner ancestor is strong. Your own inner ancestor is strong, patient, and wise. Let them lead you into the forest with new eyes and a joyful heart. And some of the roots and branches for this is ancestor memory, a pathfinder guide, and way shower is one of the way I would say it. Ellen of the ways, the spirit of nature and the subconscious human psyche, and the call of the wild. I'm hearing wolf totem as well. The call of the wild, right? Your ancestor self. This is not just the ancestors of, your past. It could be, your origins, like, I've got some Celtic blood, so here's an example, right? Could be that. But I feel like this call of the wild is its call back to the wild, primitive, true, raw self. What is your soul's purpose? What and who are you on a deep core level, that place where it's almost hard to put into words? Find it, because you can feel it. You may not know how to express it, but you can sure feel it. and take the time to work through that. And we get a few that popped out, and we get here the 9 of Vessels, and this is generosity. Walk through every situation and new path that comes to you now with openness and generosity, and just open hands. Be willing to accept all that is in store for you. Offer this to the ones that you love. And as I say this, we see the Page of Vessels here in the Otter, and he is the Page of Cups, offering love out into the world, offering love to ourselves, offering and being present and experiencing joy and knowing that you're worthy of this. Take this step, move through those fears, just take that one little plunge, take that leap of faith into a place that sees that your wishes and the things that bring you joy, they're here. Offer it, accept offers that are coming to you if they feel right for you. Because there has been a real transformation, and this is the Journey. This is the Death card. This is number 13, though, and 13 is about this transformation. And one of the things I've been channeling for a few weeks now is metamorphosis. It's not necessarily just the transformation of going from the caterpillar to the butterfly. It's the entire process. The time in the chrysalis, the coming out. It's this metamorphosis is so much more powerful to me than transformation, okay? And I feel like this whole thing, allow the magic to come in and close out those cycles. Still, they're eating the bones and the meat here, but this is right down to ancestor. What are the bones that you're working on? Allow the energy to transmute. Allow what needs to go and no longer serves you in love and no longer gives you joy and fulfillment. Allow it to be